Okay, so here we are at the start of the new season. We've got the new Gardevoir background up top here, and I'll do my series with Ceruledge. That's what we ended the last season with, but I didn't get a full series with it, so we'll kind of do a redo on that. But before we jump into it, I do want to just kind of recap again what is in the deck. And I did just do the intro over the weekend with my final push for the September ladder. Didn't quite get there, but we're going to do our best here, even though this ladder only lasts for 3 weeks and we're already a day or two in. So it's going to be rough, but we'll see how far we can get. But yeah, let's talk about the deck. Ceruledge is the really good aggro deck right now, and there are several new cards that came into play to bring this one back into the metagame. I had a Ceruledge deck that I played months ago that I really enjoyed, but with the new sets coming out, other cards getting cycled out, it just kind of really lost power and made it really difficult to do well. So luckily with Mega Evolution, Ceruledge does get a lot of new toys to play with, so let's take a look at them. So first off, of course, Abyssal Flames is your attack. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy card in your discard pile. And the new things that you get to make this happen is the Lunar Cycle. So if you have Soul Rock in play, discard a basic fighting to draw 3 cards. So of course this adds another fighting to your discard pile plus draw power. And then you have Cosmic Beam for Soul Rock. So if you have Lunatone in play, you can use this guy as an early attacker. You've also got the Drillbur, which is not a new card, but works in combination with the Lunar Cycle. So when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 basic fighting energy cards and discard them. Then shuffle your deck. So you put this guy in, and then now you can change your A spec, because even though it's not as strong as Brilliant Blender, now this is just a Pokemon. You just need an open bench slot, drop it down, 3 to the discard pile, and that's still a decent amount of damage that you're getting to add. And if you get it early, it's enough for an early Ceruledge to start taking small knockouts. And then as for the rest of the Pokemon, you got max copies of Charcadet, you got your Squawk ability for the Squawk and Seize, Pheasantipity for Flip the Script, although he's not super important to the overall strategy. And then I mentioned changing the A spec, so now this deck runs primarily the fighting energy with just a few of the fire, because you're going to basically just be discarding the fighting or using it for a Soul Rock every now and then. You want your fire to power up your Ceruledge. You've got the jet energy to switch in if you need to. And then you've got the legacy energy, which allows you to kind of offset the prize trade. So they take 1 less prize as long as it's done by damage from an attack, not like poison or anything like that. And then the trainers, we got max copies of the Carmine, because you want to be able to discard even if you go first, and this deck does want to go first. You play your Charcadets, and then next turn you're able to evolve and start swinging. New card as well, Fighting Gong. Search for a basic fighting energy or basic fighting Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand. So that lets you find your Lunatone, your Soul Rock, your Drillbur. Then we got just the 1 copy of the Professor's Research, because Carmine kind of does the same thing and you can use it on the first turn. You got Palpad, and then you've also got the Briar. You can only use this card if your opponent has exactly 2 prize cards remaining during this turn. If your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack used by your Terra Pokemon, take 1 more prize card. So this can help you get an extra prize. So if they're down to 2 and you have, this one is a high level card. We'll see if I'm able to utilize it, but I have seen matches where this can make the difference and get the win. But that is basically it. It's a very fast, very straightforward deck. All right, let's try it out. Okay, so right off the bat, we are facing somebody in the Gardevoir tier, which means that they did make it to the Master League. It's our first look at the new battle board. And yes, I want to go first. Okay, and so not a terrible starting hand. We got the Solrock, we got the Squawkabilly. And so definitely want to maximize my discard here. I'll use the Ultra Ball so that I can go ahead and put a Charcadet on my bench. Then we'll use one of these Carmines. Oh, we got another Charcadet. And now let's Squawk and Seize. Okay. Ooh, Lunatone. So now my Lunar Cycle is online. Earthen Vessel. Discard, discard, discard. Okay, I'm going to grab another Fire. Now I have enough to power both of my Charcadets. Okay, let's Lunar Cycle. Discard this, draw 3. I am really loving this combo in the Ceruledge deck. Okay, we'll attach. Yep, that's all we got to do this turn. Not a bad first turn. Okay, and they're running the Precious Trolley. So I'm expecting some big megas here. Interesting. Okay, so the Mega Kangaskhan I expected. Latias, of course. Yveltal, sure. But then the Chansey and the Marnie's Impidimp are a surprise. Okay, and let's see what they're grabbing with the Arven. Sure, taking their time. Okay, so we saw a Pokegear and a Binding Mochi. So the Binding Mochi probably means that they've also got a Pecharunt in there somewhere. Okay, we do get clutched. Saw that coming. Keeps my Solrock from retreating. Okay, and now my turn again. So let's do some stuff. I do have a Ceruledge in the discard pile. Yep, let's go ahead and grab that out. Let's get the fighting energy and Lunar Cycle first. Put down the other Charcadet. Okay, now give the fighting energy to Solrock because even though I can't retreat, I can attack with it. Now we'll Ultra Ball. Get rid of those. I've got everything on my bench that I need, really. Okay, and I've only got one Ceruledge, in the deck, so I will need to Night Stretcher my other one. Cosmic Beam. Okay, and so that's what the Chansey is doing here. It is for the Blissey. There's the Pokegear they grabbed last turn. Okay, Crispin. And they're thinking. Okay, there's a Crispin. Guess they were trying to decide if they wanted to use it or not. Okay, and they're powering up the Kangaskhan. Of course, Yveltal does have the free retreat. Now they can do the run errand because it's in the active spot. And there's the reason for the Blissey. It's the happy switch. So that's a combo I've not seen done yet. But it's smart because Kangaskhan needing 3 energies for its attack can take a bit to power up. And of course, rapid fire combo, they don't need any heads in order to get the knockout on me. And now, let's promote our Ceruledge and start swinging. Let's see how much we can do. Okay, Jet Energy, so that's handy. I would have used it if I had been clutched again. Grabbing that other Ceruledge from the discard. And let's power it up as well. And we'll get the Fezidipity because now we can flip the script. $13.52. Professor's research. All right. Earthen vessel. We'll just grab one of each. Okay, 210. So it's a 2-hit KO, but not terrible. We'll take it. That is really interesting. I would not have thought to put the Marnie's Grimmsnarl line in with all of these other things. So this person is definitely trying their own thing. Okay, and there's the Turbo Energize. We just saw them draw that with the Arven, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't get that first, considering they don't have the Petron in play for the Binding Mochi they grabbed before. Okay, run errand. And the free retreat thanks to the Latias. And the happy switch. Once during your turn, you may move a basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another of yours. And the clutch. Okay, checking the discard. Let's see what I've got in here. We're going to boss's orders, bring up that Kangaskhan. Get me those 3 prizes. The Yveltal back up. There's the Petron. So let's see what they can do with it. Aha, okay. So Binding Mochi, evolve into the Grimmsnarl. And of course, Punk Up, that it does power itself up, so I can see the appeal there. And it gives itself an extra energy because then Blissey can happy switch that elsewhere. Yep, there it goes. So now we got some monkey business going on. And the Petron, the toxic subjugation, brings up the Grimmsnarl. Okay, and there we go, the Shadow Bullet, which under normal circumstances would not be enough to KO my Ceruledge, but with the Binding Mochi, 40 extra damage, they do get the 220 they need. Okay, and now they're at 310 after poison. Okay, let's Pal Pad. Grab both of my boss's orders back, put them in the deck. Need to... Let's see. Okay, so if I do the Soul Rock, I can do Lunar Cycle, but if I do Drill Burr, I can do Dig Dig Dig. Okay, we're going to Turo this time. And I'm going to grab out this Squawkabilly, remove a 2 prize liability. And this way we get our Soul Rock in play, because the Nest Ball puts them directly into play, and I need the Drill Burr from my hand in order to activate its ability. Now we can dig, dig, dig. Okay, just the one left, that's fine. I've only got a few cards left in there. But 2 of them are boss's orders, so we're going to flip the script. Well, let's Lunar Cycle first. Okay. Yep, not doing enough damage. I need to discard some. But I have to be careful, because I don't want to deck myself out. So we're going to flip the script, because that leaves me 1. So I can take out 1 this turn. I know that I don't have any more Pokemon left in my deck, but I can use this to get rid of a couple energies. Okay, yep, no valid cards. Boss's order stays. And now I'm hitting for 310. Look at that. Oh, wow. And now I just need 1. So it doesn't matter what they put into play. They cannot take 3 prize cards in 1 turn. And I can knock out anything of theirs. Okay, counter catcher. Huh, Adrenal Brain. Okay, where are you trying to put that? Okay, that's fine. It is your 1 threat on the board. Makes sense. Okay, and they're going for the Chorus. Let's see what they're trying to put in play. Risky Ruins and a Darkness Energy. I mean, the Risky Ruins might have benefited them earlier, but it's kind of too late now. Okay, and he's gonna clutch me, which would be enough to stall if I didn't have this Jet Energy in hand. Boom. And of course, it's Ceruledge. Good thing I don't need it. Good game, buddy. You tried something different. All right, starting the new season with a win. We'll take it.